So last week we talked about how to recruit your way to freedom, part one, and I'd mentioned that we were going to do part two this week. So I'm going to dive into that so that way we can keep it like 30 minutes or less. So that way we can get on with our week, right? So we went over a lot of stuff last week, but what I wanted to start with this week was when we're posting, I want us to stop like doing the hey bye for me, hey bye for me, hey bye for me, and instead like talk about how you feel and how you when you're posting, like talk about how you feel and then how you can do more things now throughout your day because you feel so good and you did XYZ and you feel better than ever and things like that. There's a lot of people don't come to Facebook to be sold to, like they don't have their credit card in their hand and they're not just like, oh, what am I going to buy today? Who's going to buy from me now? I mean, who am I going to buy from today? They don't come here for that. They come here for relationships and interaction. And, some people come to Facebook just for an escape, from their life and things that they're going through and whatnot. And so find something that makes you stand out. Like pick a day of the week, like Christy does her like Wine Thursday or Wine Me Thursday or something like that. I can't remember exact name, but it's every single Thursday night at 5 o'clock. She goes live. She makes a low carb meal and has her drink of the day. And, it's every Thursday and people can start looking forward to you on that night. And then when you're consistent, they'll start to look for you over a period of time. And then they'll start telling people about you or they'll share it or whatnot. And you'll get more and more viewers as the weeks go on. But live videos do so much more for people than posting because people can see that you're authentic. You can't hide behind the camera. You can't fake to be somebody else. The true you comes out, which is what we have to do. We have to be authentic when we're attracting people because we don't want to pretend like we're this person and then we attract all those people. And then when they see the real you, y'all don't click, so you're not building like this strong foundation of a team that you connect with. And, when you're building a business, we have to be consistent. And you always hear that. You hear people say consistency, consistency, consistency. That's what you hear all the time, and people tend to say, all right, I'm going to do this every day. And then they add like 50 things on top of that because they're feeling good and they're ready to tackle it. And then by the end of the first week, they're like, they can't do it anymore. And so they set too high of an expectation when instead we don't want you to start like way up here because it's not attainable to stay way up here. So instead, start here and just stay here and keep that level of consistency every single week, every single day, because that's where the results come is from consistency. Don't burn yourself out by doing too much, too fast, too soon, So instead, like break it up into 20, 30-minute increments a day. Like don't burn yourself out. Like I got to the point where I was working all day, every day, like from the time my eyes opened till the time that they closed to go to bed. And I'd even wake up and check my phone in the middle of the night. I stopped doing that. I turned my ringer off. I can't hear no buzzes to make me be like, oh, who's that? And I stopped doing that. And I've started to put my phone in different areas away from me so I can't hear it. I kind of got that one from Christy when I was talking to her the other day. She was like, oh, I put my phone down over there and I just totally forgot about it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try that. I need like some escape because it just having to have my phone attached to me like every second of the day was it literally would make me a grouch. And I'm trying to do better with that. And, we have to make sure that we're doing income producing activities when we're online. We don't want to just be mindlessly scrolling and whatnot. We have to be doing things that are income producing activities. And so find some things that that you can do. Keep it simple. find things that you can do throughout your day that are income producing activities and stay consistent doing those things. But never stop recruiting, never slow down in your recruiting, and you'll notice your business stop going like this all the time and start leveling out. There'll be like slower seasons, but it won't be like steep changes, you know. And we have to think different. Well, we're pretty good at this. Not being spammy pammy and cold messaging queen, and start using attraction marketing, because honestly, like, cold messaging and all that stuff really did work back in 2015 when we first started it. We killed it, Karen. We killed it way back then. It was just like the sales were coming and it was just like, I can't keep up. Like, oh my gosh, I think my first half month, you know, I had signed 100 people. It was just crazy back then. You know, it was new to Facebook. People didn't have all the spammy people from other countries trying to scam them. They didn't, at least it wasn't as bad as it is now. People had more trust, but as things evolved, you know, things have changed and people aren't as trusting of people. So they have to get to know you. And so you have to stay visible online so people are always thinking of you. Like, I literally this week have had people, Christy can even tell you, because she was like, that girl that just commented that she was interested, that was like 3 years ago. She was added to the group. You know, you never know when that person's going to be ready. You know, you never know what triggered them to want to join you. And so get to know your prospects, and I want you to show them that you're genuine and that you're authentic and that you really care about them and you care about how you can help them. So get really good at asking questions. Like, when you get a sale from somebody, think back after every single sale what it is that you said to that person that made them say, yes, let's do this. And keep up, like, literally write that down in a list. Like, write down what you said to that person. And then after a while, you'll have like sheets and you can go through and see what it is that you said to each person and which ones clicked, you know. And then that can be your list of questions that you start to ask every single person, and you can start closing more sales faster. So also, like, that's going to make them more apt and open to buy from you, for one. But remember that not everybody is going to be as excited as you are, because it's not their job to do this, you know. Like, we do this because we have a passion for it, but everybody doesn't have that. So like I had mentioned last week about creating tools, I added, if you go into Alyssa Cowart's team page, if you go under the files, I uploaded a file in there, and that file has things to do to get people started. And that's a tool that y'all can use now to get people started. So create tools for people, like the compensation plan video I did, or the product video I did that I gave y'all to utilize. Like, use those tools versus repeating yourself all the time. You know, remember how I said, if you say it more than 5 times, use a tool or make a tool if you don't have one. It's going to save you time in the long run. But interaction is what the business is all about. So you have to be all the time interacting with people, commenting, liking, sharing, messaging, all the things like that. So we all have challenges, you know, and Christy is a great example of that. Like, she's probably had one of her worst weeks of her life this past week. And yes, she wasn't as active as she normally is, but she still showed up. Like, she went through death, she went through things that she just talked about, and she still showed up. It wasn't as much as she normally does, but she still showed up. Like, people still seen her face, or people still seen her talking or communicating some way, form, or another. But So that's what separates successful people from unsuccessful people, is that they're the ones that are willing to keep going when those obstacles pop up, you know? So people keep looking for these shortcuts and they're like, why am I not getting the sales that I want? Why am I not getting this? And why am I not here? And why am I not there? And it's because of their unwillingness to follow through 100% of the time. You have to show up every day. Your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever you use, that's your store. So if you're not showing up, you're not posting, or you're not commenting, or you're not having a story go active, you're not opening your store. Nobody knows that you're open. So the effort, without that effort, they're not going to have success. And until they understand that, they can't show up today on Monday and then disappear till Friday and say, why am I not getting my sales on Friday? Well, you didn't show up Tuesday through Thursday, you know? So you can't expect to close all these deals on Friday when everybody gets paid, because you ain't do your work all week. That's like showing up on Monday and not showing up to work on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then showing up on Friday for a full week's paycheck for one day of work. You know, it just doesn't work like that. So let's talk about something that's the key. A lot of people are like, me, my. It's not all about you. So I love how Alyssa Cower always says it. It's not an I business, it's a you business. It's about the person that you're talking to. It is it's about them and what you can do to help them. So start recognizing people. Start recognizing them in your stories, which is going to be your best place. So like if you have somebody that's hit a goal, like 5 pounds or 10 pounds or whatever the case may be, make up something that is unique to you and do like the 5-pound club or the 10-pound club or whatever the case may be. And then you can share it into your stories and tag them. Like you can say, Karen's in the 5-pound club. She officially lost 5 pounds, and then tag her. You know, do things like that. Or you can do on Friday, like every Friday, you can do something like collect all of your people's wins for the week on Friday, and then make an official post on your page. I just wanted to congratulate all of my ladies who have lost or have victories this week. And don't make it all about pounds. You can do pounds, you can do inches, you can do like what they've accomplished with their workouts, like they are able to do this and they couldn't do this before, or they're able to fit in a pair of pants that they bought 2 years ago that they couldn't wear. You know, this shows people that you're working with real people, that like you're legit, you're a business. I'm helping people lose weight, like, you know. So if you want people to join you, talk to everyone like they need to join you, like they need what you have. And don't count anybody out, because you never know who you're going to help, or you never know who needs what you have to offer. That's why I always say people will invite people to your group. You know how you have a group, your customer group or whatever. People will invite their friends to the group, and they'll be like, oh, they didn't join, they didn't want to be here. They might not have seen your first invite. They might not have seen your second, third, or sixth invite. If you go to click invite and their name pops up, that means they're not in your group. Invite. I say at least invite 10 people a day that are on that list. Every day, go to your group and at least invite 10 people that pop up on that list. That will get you them, because when you, like I said, when you invited them on Monday, they might not have seen it. They may have been busy, and then it bumped down in their notifications, and then they never even seen it and they missed it. And they might have really joined if they would have seen it, you know? So I want you to sit back and I want you to make a list of people that could use your product or benefit from your business opportunity. And even if you have somebody that is like your chicken list that you're scared to death to talk to, you and your upline get a script together and reach out to those people. If you don't have a script, I have some in my training group. I can get it for you, or whatever the case may be, if you don't have any of that information. And just stay focused and stay the course and keep your vision. And keep it laser focused. You know how those horses, how they wear those little metal things, and that's to help keep their focus straight ahead. And so they don't stray away and look in other directions. It keeps them focused on what's in front of them. Also, I want you to, like I said, stay visible, but I want you to check yourself. I want you to get real with yourself and ask, why would someone want to join me, or why would somebody want to buy from me? And ask yourself what sets you apart. For instance, when someone purchases from me, I don't ever say, you just get your product and that's it. Good luck on your journey. When you purchase from me, you're going to get your product. You're going to get meal plans. You're going to get grocery lists. You're going to get workouts. You're going to get access to the VIP group. You're going to get access to the accountability group. You're going to get access to all kinds of things. And I make sure I mention that, you know, and then I do mention how once they do join, I do mention that, you know, here's your link. You can refer people to this link and earn a minimum of blank just by referring them. Once you make your first sale, you earn points towards free products every SmartShip that processes. I make sure that I tell them those things. I make sure that I tell them about when they sign up that you can join the 10K pledge and earn points towards free products. There's so many things that you have to remember to tell them to entice them to want to buy from you. Does that make sense? But if you can't answer these questions about, you know, what would make someone want to join me or buy from me, or what sets me apart, you really want to reevaluate your approach and evaluate your platform on how you're presenting things. And we can't keep sending these, hey girl, how are you, girl, message and expect people to take us seriously. Be genuine, be a friend, watch their page, see what's happening in their life, send them a happy birthday, send them a happy anniversary, congratulate them, invest in them, and always ask them questions. When you doing those things are follow-ups. It's not always about your product. It's not always about what you have to offer. You know, those things are follow-ups. They're indirect follow-ups. It gets them, you in their mind, them thinking about you, them thinking about your conversation. And it also gets them in you into their algorithm to see your posts as well. So sit back and ask yourself, how would you want somebody to recruit you into their business? What would you want them to treat you like? Questions that you would want them to ask you. You can use this as a time to like role play with your teammates or with your upline and things like that. And you can use that to your benefit. So that way, when things come along, you're prepared on how to answer questions and how to respond and things like that. Because I know it's not easy and it's hard, and you can't always be prepared for what everybody has to say. But practice can help guide you. And then when you don't know the answer, it's okay to say, I'm not sure, but let me reach out to my friend who I know will. Can you give me just a few minutes to reach out and see if I can get a hold of her to ask her? You don't have to know everything in this business, and that's the joy of it. If you can understand that, like I tell people, you don't have to have a testimony to join this business. People want to grow with you. They don't want to see you at the top of the mountain. They want to go with you on the journey, you know? So that's all I have for you tonight. I will be glad to take questions or anything. We can kind of chit chat and answer questions amongst each other and help each other out in any way we can.